Okay. Is that getting started?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, who the fuck knows what time it is. We are in PA, boys. We are tuning Pete's, finally, after a long-awaited fucking journey, Supra. We got up here around like 10:30, 11-ish by the time we finally got the car on the lift and everything. So we're obviously, if you guys have dyno cars before and stuff like that, you want to triple, quadruple check everything over before actually starting to pull the plug and stuff like that. So first things first, P wanted to double check compression, and if the compressions came, the numbers came back low, we were gonna do a leak down. By the time we went to get, we went to grab oil really quick because he picked up the V160 from Greg, because we were draining that as well. We went to go pick up fluid in the filter, and by the time we got back, Jay gave us the update that compression numbers were within a pound of each other, so there was no need to do a leak down. Everything cleared out, so we swapped the V160 fluid in there, changed the oil. Raul's in there right now, doing whatever tuners do in terms of like computer work and all that shit. Jay tightened everything up, and I think for the most part we're just gonna wait till she moves over to the dyno and see what numbers we get. So it's a long time coming. Pete got the car back in November. I'll let Pete maybe tell the story a little bit when we hit the car back home. Waited a little over 9 months, got it back in November. And it's been a long time coming. Season's finally opened up. We got her up here finally, and we're gonna get everything moving, get her checked out, and then take it from there and see what number she puts down. So we'll pick back up when she gets on the dyno, which should be shortly. Guys, look what we have here. This is pre-YouTube. No one's seen this. Nah, this isn't mine. But, oh, I like the hood. We were S2000 boys. That was fun. So we're at the back of Rail's shop now. I think that's Sammy's MR2. I can't remember. And then there's another Evo here, so that's exciting. I'm excited because the weather's opening up, because it was cold all morning. But yeah, this looks, I'm actually going back to this S2000. Hold on, because this looks kind of sick. This is kind of clean. Sick glare, you know, because you can't really see in there. But this is kind of sick. Shout out to the owner. I don't know who the fuck it is. We were Honda boys before we got into the GTR game and stuff like that. This looks nicely done. I don't even know what's going on here. Look at that screamer. If I'm not mistaken, the dyno is gonna be. So we're over here. We're waiting. Supra's over there in the front. That's the cage. So if I'm not mistaken, she's about coming over. Pull out my dick. Where is she coming? This way? Huh? She's coming this way? What's going on?
I'm gonna bless my balls on this car.
I don't know what's going on. Do you see what's going on? Is it recording? Yes, it's recording. Yeah. Now it's recording. Okay. Shit, not on the car. Can this go on YouTube?
There you go, Sam. I got you.
Oh my god. Can that go on YouTube? Oh. I hope this is Sam's car.
It is.
Okay. So what are they doing in there, Petey? What's going on?
Getting ready to come out.
Alright, how you feeling? Get over here. How you feeling? Talk to my people. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Hoping the motor is healthy. Don't really care about numbers, but I'd like to see at least 500 to the wheels.
Okay, you heard it here, boys. 500. But dyno says we're gonna get 500. I think at least 500. So more important than anything, though, Pete hit it right on the nose, is health. So the difference between getting like these older, we call them Jap shits, we make fun of them, but between the GTRs, the Skylines, this and that, having a healthy motor is like extremely underrated, because there's a difference between even Pete coming from the vet. There's a difference between getting in those cars and turning the key and getting in something like the Supra and trying to make sure it's fucking sound. So healthy and like big numbers, when it comes down to stuff like this and cars like this, you're not really looking at the biggest numbers, because if you're chasing those numbers, your car's going to be down for the majority of the season. We want health. of the motor, of the turbos, whatever, the head, this and that, more than anything, more than numbers and stuff like that, because to actually drive and enjoy these cars and bring them around, meets, now they're getting a little more popular, but before, even when we had them, that was more important than any fucking number that we saw on the dyno sheet. So we are gonna wait to get her on the dyno, and we'll see where it goes from there. So many Supras here. There's another one right there. It's dyno time. That shit is a fucking problem. Ah, that's a sight. Look at that. That's perfect. Alright, so they're going for a test run right now. Put in the comments down below, pause the video right now. Put in the comments what you think he made, numbers-wise. We ran into a little bit of a hiccup. We had to change the map sensor. The guy, I'm gonna let Pete explain in the car, but from my knowledge, it was like, the guy from Canada told him it was running 20 pounds of boost, but the map was maxing out on 17 pounds. And it didn't even, the boost controller didn't even, it said it mapped out at, or topped out at 20 pounds. It didn't even make it to 20 pounds. It capped out at 20 pounds. We switched the map, which I believe, I don't know what brand he went with. And Jay was, switching out the hosing and all that, because it's just old Japanese fucking hosing. Is like, the vacuum lines are just like as JDM as it gets. But nonetheless, super successful. He got the number he wanted. I'm gonna let Pete announced it on the car ride home, but we did get a little bit of a hiccup. But honestly, given as far as like dyno days goes, as dyno days go, did I say that right? Yeah, it just sounds weird. Given as far as like they go in terms of like your luck, making sure everything runs smoothly and this and that, I think we knocked it out of the park. Shout out to fucking Raul. I'm gonna leave Raul's information actually in the bio for anything 2JZ, anything RB, and actually Raul just picked that up. Not just picked it up, but is gonna start working on it. He actually has a the GTR in the shop that I didn't show you guys. He has a 2.9 stroker with a 3.0 32 GTR. That's his, which I believe we're bringing to Sevens Day along with obviously the RX-7. So a lot of good stuff. I'm gonna wait for them to come back on the test run. We're gonna talk it up with Pete in the car, get a little background history on the Supra, and given where we left it off, and now that we're able to drive it home, job well done. So let's pick up with Petey, and then let's wrap this video up.
Blue light?
Blue light?
Why is my light not going on?
Your lights ever go on? What the fuck? What the LED? Alright guys, we're going back home. I don't know how much you're gonna be able to see us. Let's see. It's like a fucking raven here. Alright, well you can see us. Alright, so oh, this shit fell again. So what was the number you made, and then we down tuned it, P? What was it, 550?
545 and 455 rear wheel torque.
Okay.
With boost creep.
So basically, yeah, so that was a term that I didn't mention in the video when we were back at Raul's shop. So basically, the long story short was the old map sensor
was a factory map sensor and wasn't reading boost proper.
Yeah, so it was capping out at what, 17 pounds, it was
17
saying?
pounds.
Right, so basically it was at that rate, it was basically, that's where it made the 540, 550. But what Raul was saying is that was like a number that can't be basically controlled. And if PD had kept it, the car would have continued to eat, quote unquote. meaning that it would have kept creeping on power. So now, granted, the rate at which this car was to be like projected and built and this and that, Pete's not chasing numbers. Pete had cars in the past that would blow this fucking number out of the water. This was never the intention to build the car for that route. So and the car was overheating a little bit, so we let it cool down a little bit between dyno runs, because I want to say, well, we did about 25 runs when all was said and done at the end of the day, which is a lot. That's like 6 to 7 hours of dyno time. Bro ran out to get the aftermarket map sensor, which then was capped at an official 20 pounds or closest to 20 pounds of boost. And then what was going on with the wastegate that he was saying?
So it's a log style manifold where it's teed off from the wastegate, so it's not properly venting out, and it's allowing for boost creep. Basically, if I wanted more numbers, if I wanted a higher number, if I wanted more control over the boost, I should go with a tubular style manifold and a bigger wastegate. But not chasing numbers, the car's healthy, very drivable. Really freaking happy with Raul and how well he just tuned the car, did the street tuning for me. Really happy with how everything came out.
Cool. So everything he said. So with all that being said, like I said, Raul's information is going to be in the bio and the description. Now I know why the way he handled Sam, because we know Raul through Sam. So Sam with the 34, and Sam's 34 is bored out. It's full Australian building. Those motherfuckers race to fucking blow up. So knowing that Sam went that route and having a headache of that motor being handled and controlled by Raul, and if I'm not mistaken, that was Raul's like first real hit at an RB, and granted that it was like fully fucking built from the ground up. And then just talking to him today, it really just eased, and it gave me that much more of like a drop your shoulder type of environment in terms of like, this is the guy we're going to be working with, in terms of like who the crew is going to, because now that
use the right lane to take exit 4
now that Petey got his car situated, Andy has gotten his car situated from in the past that I haven't gone to. He has a personal RB in there with the 2.9 stroker that I was explaining about a little bit in the video before. But just little things that tuners would never do, like that whole map sensor situation that Petey was just explaining. A tuner would never do that. A tuner will not go out of his way to go get you a map sensor. The car was arguably running healthy even at the 540, 550. It's just like the little things that people forget to tell you, like the boost creep or the uncontrollable amount of potential, that just like it's left out, that won't necessarily hurt the car, but it doesn't help the car long term. They won't be honest with you, they won't be straightforward. So that's something that Raul did that mindlessly that I was paying attention to, just because we're really picky with our cars. We you know, like, these are special cars to us, they're special cars to the community. So just little shit like that that I paid attention to, that he may have done just second nature, because that's just the type of character he is, which I admire. That's the stuff you look at, that like little shit that sets the difference apart. And he was saying it when he was just talking to his friends. He's well worth, at least for us, the 2.5 hour drive, whatever it was. Well worth it. So even for me going as a spectator, it was more important than most would understand, because whatever route I decide to go with said car or said build, at least I know I have a solid ass person in my corner.
Use the right lane to take exit 4,
and
then turn left onto New York 100A North.
Just the honesty. It's even before when we were doing the compression and the leak down, and we just trained the training fluid and then the oil, that basically Pete was putting the car around, and thank God he was, because what Raul and Jay, his main guy there, were saying was one of the plugs fouled out, right?
All of them.
So all of them were fouled out, and Pete was basically on detonation. If Pete had hit one solid pull, car would have probably detonated. The timing was way off. The giving off of where the build was from the previous owner, an educated decision, an educated assumption would be that the guy was chasing numbers. He didn't really care. The car was way fucking way lean. Just yeah, just way. It was a big shit show. It was but thank God everything happens for a reason, and Pete was mature enough and had been around these cars long enough to know that no one pull would have been worth it, but it would have fucking blew the entire car. So changed the plugs, obviously, and then you guys saw all that. So where PD left the car at was 515 wheel, 515, 520 wheel, rear wheel horsepower, and then you were at how much torque?
I think it was like 440.
Yeah, so like 440, I think 460 torque. It was like somewhere around there, and right at the light, and yeah, and then that. It's definitely so yeah, Mustang dynos, if you guys don't know, they read extremely low. So the car hit 550. The car is way capable of more. It's exciting, it's fun. Pete got the car and the tune and the drivability in and of itself, because Raul, when I was talking to you guys in the last clip, is where PD and Raul took it out on the road. They were playing with fuel consumption and drivability and the whole nine. So job well done. As far as dyno days go, yeah, we didn't skip a step, honestly. It was as successful as we're making it sound. So props to Raul and his whole team and everything he's got going on there.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto New York 100.
And then yeah, next time we're with PD and we're with the car, which will probably be the following weekend when we take it to a show, or whenever the next the season's opened up, so everybody's getting their cars and getting everything squared off. So we'll be able to see the car in full daytime, and maybe do a few pulls when we're when we have the space and all that stuff, and you know, we have like fucking daylight because we got like strobe lights and moonlights going on in here. But we made great timing, a full 12-hour day. But honestly, to a T, I wouldn't change a single thing. Everything was amazing. Pete has room for growth, which is exactly what we want. Because if the horsepower bug did bite him in the ass, PD has already dealt with these cars in the past. So he knows what needs to be changed, what could be changed, how fast they can be changed, and how efficiently they can be changed. So job well done all around, both with the car and with the tuning aspect of it. So we couldn't be happier. Pete couldn't be happier. And I think that's where we'll close the video out here.
100 north for 1.5 miles.
Yeah, any questions? I'm going to leave Pete's Instagram down in the bio as well. If you guys have any questions on the build and stuff like that, make sure to follow him or look at his page and ask him about the build and all that stuff. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Be sure to thumbs up the video, subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys in the next one.